Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today I have quite the come from behind victory here on what's this, Crash Point Alpha, Shadow Point Alpha, whatever this map is called. And I am, of course, in the Tier 10 Premium American Battleship Ohio. Here's my captain build for the Ohio, and here is my module build. I'm almost drowning on my almost drowned on that phrase right there. But anyway, so the Ohio, she's a lovely Tier 10 Premium American battleship. She is, for those that don't know, quite hard to get because she is part of the Naval Training Center Bureau of Research, whatever it's called. Bureau of Research, that's what it's called now. She's part of that program. She's a reward ship for that program. And in order to obtain her, you either have to, well, the idea is that you have to reset a line so many times in order to earn research points, or whatever they call them now, towards the ship or the Colbert. Now, this ship cost me $400 to get because I free XP'd my way through the German cruiser line. I believe I did it 5 times because you do get a bonus for the first time you reset a line every 2 months. So I got her that way. So it's a real expensive premium if you do it like that. Now, of course, this ship and this program are designed for people who have done absolutely everything in the game. They've unlocked every ship, and this is kind of the end game for them. Or you can, of course, just pay for it and get it like I did. So it's either a very expensive premium or a very long grind for most of us. But anyway, she has 457mm guns. She has 8 of them, and she has amazing secondaries. Well, not amazing secondaries, but great secondaries. They're American secondaries, so it's just like the Georgia and the Massachusetts, to where they're really accurate, but they don't pin all that well. But they are rather good at starting fires. That's how American secondary battleships get their damage from their secondaries. It's through the fires that they start. So anyway, I am going to the A map along with the 3 other cruisers with me, and we don't have any destroyer support. 2 destroyers went B, 1 destroyer went C, and so far we've only encountered this Yoshino. Also, you may notice the game looks much better, and that is because of after the last update for the NVIDIA drivers, it adds in I forgot what they called it. It's kind of like post-particle processing, to where you can add in a filter, quote-unquote, to the game. And this is the sharpness and contrast filters. And I gotta say, it makes the game look really good. I mean, look at the lighting, especially with the fire going on my ship right now. It really makes the colors pop and makes them stand out, in my opinion. It looks much better. I really enjoy this setting on the game. I don't know, it just makes everything much more crisp. I like it. So anyway, Yoshino, he set a fire on me. I held my damage con, and now I'm trying to get some shots on him. You saw I already got 1 good salvo on him for 10,000 damage. And the thing about the Ohio is that the guns are actually, I mean, they're pretty accurate. They're not, Yamato levels of accurate, but I mean, every now and then you do get a salvo like that. But I mean, for Tier 10, it's pretty good. And ooh, nice hit there, 7k. Of course, that is a Yoshino, has practically no armor, so me just hitting it with these shells, it's causing him a lot of pain. Now another I thought those were going to start a fire. Another trait of the Ohio is that its damage control, not damage control, my bad, its repair part and consumable recharges very fast, 40 seconds with the premium version. And man, that comes in such use when you are brawling in the Ohio. And the Massachusetts and Georgia have similar heals. And it's to make up for the fact that the American battleships, I mean, their armor isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not designed for brawling like the German battleships. So when you do get to brawl in the Ohio and the Massachusetts and the Georgia, you're going to bleed points pretty fast. So they give you that nice and fast cooldown on the hill. I gotta say, it saved my life many a time in the Ohio. Alright, so Gearing has cropped up. He is the little annoyance in A that capped it for his team. So I have him selected for my secondaries, and I'm just waiting to come around this corner of this island and let them start tearing into him. Now these secondaries are very good at destroyers, especially at this range, because they are very accurate. And there's the Yoshino once again. So this time he is broadside onto me. Oh, well, the Minotaur got to the I think y'all just heard that was Siri coming up out of nowhere. Got to the gearing before me, and oh man, just clipped the Yoshino there. That could have been so much better. All right, and then also there's a surprise booster off to the left now. The plot thickens. So we're down one battleship now. We just lost our GK, just a Minotaur torpedoes, and we're down a destroyer. Enemy team is down just 2 destroyers so far. Yoshino running away. I'm trying to line up my shots, waiting for him to get done turning, seeing what direction he's going to try and run in. There we go. And we got a Henry IV trying to go mano a mano against a Minotaur. Not Minotaur, a Wooster. Not the best idea for the Henry, because as long as the Minotaur doesn't show him his broadside, he's gonna way out DPM him before he has a chance to kill him. Now the Henry does have bigger guns, but the Wooster has a much faster fire rate, and oh, Henry made the mistake of trying to get his torpedoes off, and we've all seen what Booster AP can do from close ranges. Well, he's dead. So at this point, I realized that I'm kind of the only ship that's still trying to sail north on this flank. I'm keeping my eye out for that. Oh, and we just lost our Kleber and our Conqueror. So we are now down 5 ships to the enemy's 2 ships down, and we're about 300 points behind. Not looking good now. Oh, there's a Minotaur right there. Almost got the shot off on him. So right here, I actually thought this was a Minotaur now that I'm remembering this game more. So you can see right here, I'm changing direction, 1 to get all my guns on the target on the Yoshino, and 2 because I am anticipating torpedoes from the Minotaur. I didn't know it was a booster. Honestly, if I knew it was a booster, I probably would have charged it and just blapped him out of existence. Ooh, another good hit on the Yoshino. Roughly 12,000 damage off of him there. So I'm also being detected by Hydro, which should have made me think, oh, it's a booster, not a Minotaur. But I decided I'm just going to let him be, because my team needs help up by B. We're losing it, and if you look up north by C on the minimap, my team is all bottled up there, and they're stuck there in engagement with the enemy team. The majority of both teams went to the C cap. Thankfully, we have 1 on the southern flank, and now we're moving up north. So I think this is a Minotaur, so I'm thinking, okay, he's going to pop out right here, try to get some torpedoes on me, and I'm going to blap him. It's still a booster. I was confused for some reason. But anyway, I decided, well, I'm well outside of his effective range, and if he does pop out, I can blap him easily. So now we got our work cut out for us. We're still down 5 ships. The enemy team's still only down 2 ships. So you got a Kremlin, a Henry, a Des Moines, a Curfurst, and a Montana left on the field. Speaking of the Des Moines, who's sitting quite nice and pretty broadside onto me. Not that it really matters with 457mm guns against a Des Moines, because you can pretty much pin him from any angle. Will matter if you get a Citadel shot or just an overpin, though. Okay, he's turning, predicting where he's going to be at, and I let the shells fly. So let's see how I did here. Oh, beautiful. There's the booster. Secondary just still locked on him, and oh, look at that. Great. A little bit lower, that probably would have just outright deleted him. So 3 pins, 1 Citadel. There goes half of the Des Moines' health. And now that Yoshino is going to go mano a mano against that Wooster. Well, more power to you, buddy. Again, Des Moines turning in. I probably should have waited until he made that next turn, because he turns back more towards the northern side of the map. And ooh, just missed him there. Okay, so Arzal has managed to take out their Montana. And let's see. We are currently losing the B cap because there is another cruiser inside of it. I slowed down right here, and thank goodness I did, because that probably would have started a fire if my ship was in the way, knowing my luck. Ah, there's the Des Moines again. Within 9 kilometers, enemy Kremlin just took out the friendly Des Moines. And I am trying to get rid of this Des Moines right now. Turns open, and oh, I really thought that should have been a Citadel, but still good, solid 4 pins there. My secondaries are now tearing into him. On top of the Minotaur to my right, you can hear his guns going off like crazy. And Des Moines, there we go. Minotaur got the Des Moines out. But we're still losing the B cap, and this Yoshino is still going after the booster. That'll be interesting to see how that works. And I tell him to be careful because, I mean, he's out there by himself. And the Yoshino isn't really a close range super cruiser. It's definitely a kiting long range super cruiser. But I mean, hey, more power to him if he wants to try that. And hello, enemy Minotaur. And no citadels from the Minotaur. It's supposed to be a citadel, a floating citadel, but got away with it that time. But I mean, our Minotaur does take him out. So now we've managed to close the gap in terms of ships, but on cap points they're still far ahead. And looks like our team up north is there's almost dead Yami there, Azal, and hello, broadside Montana with no camouflage. Let's see what that does against him. And ooh, we just lost our Yami. There we go. 1 citadel, 2 pins, 22,000 damage. Nice solid hit there. So I'm checking on that machine on the back because I keep trying to see if I can maybe get a shot on the Wooster to help him out there. But that island is staying between. You just got a good hit off on him right there. So enemy Wooster hiding behind an island. I try to make a bit of guess of where his hull's going to be. I thought he was flat on to me, but it turns out he was slightly angled. So I do get some decent hits, but most of them do miss. So we're still down by ships now, but we managed to cap the B cap. So we've got that going for us. And ooh, AP from, I think that was from the Yoshino. Yes, it was from the Yoshino. And Yoshino's got some nasty AP if you manage to hit the flat broadside of whatever you're shooting at. But I mean, that doesn't happen too often. And will this sink him? No, just more overpins. So there's that Montana right in front of me, and I'm turning to get my broadside onto him. But apparently that Montana did not see the slew of torpedoes heading toward him, and oh boy, does he lose some health. So the Somers gets him out of action. Alright, now we've got a Kurfürst, the king of brawling, coming up 10 kilometers away from me. We're still closing the gap now. My team is picking up on the kills. So we're about to just under 100 points away from each other. Alright, here comes the GK, and the GK is a much better brawler than the Ohio, but the Ohio's main guns are a lot meaner and a lot more accurate than the Kurfürst. And something to note here, this Kurfürst doesn't look like he's using manual secondaries, because look at the dispersion of these secondaries. They are all over the place. And ooh, I managed to bounce that. I think he got one overpin through my superstructure. My secondaries are going to town on him. Then I'm getting hit with HE from the Henry IV off to my right. So I'm not in the best of positions here, starting to fire on the curve. It's the first fire of my secondaries to start this game. I know I said the Ohio secondaries are good at starting fires, and they are. It's just that, you know, that is also an RNGesus thing as well. So I try to aim for his upper armor as he's turning. I do manage to get a couple good hits in there for 4 pins, 17k damage. And still taking shots from that Henry back there. And Summers gets off another torpedo salvo towards the Kurfürst to take another 8k salvo from the Henry and another 4k salvo from the Henry. He's really tearing into me. And let's see. Kurfürst secondaries managed to nick the Summers out of existence, but the Summers got 3 torpedo salvos off, and there we go. He manages to clean up with the Kurfürst. So now it's 3 ships to 4 enemy ships, and we've got a half-dead Minotaur, a half-dead Yoshino, and a half-dead Ohio against a Gearing, hello there, a Henry, a Kremlin, and I think a Minotaur? So Gearing is in my secondary range. I don't know why he just decided to charge, Yoshino, my bad. I don't know why he decided to charge a Minotaur of all ships. Go figure. So the friendly Minotaur is just tearing into the Gearing and actually managed to hit him with a torpedo. Nicely done. So there's the Yoshino that's been bugging me the entire game. Actually, he's a pretty cool guy. He's the guy that recognized me at the start of the game. He did a great job being a Yoshino player. And unfortunately, I do catch him snapping here, and I get him with an 11k Citadel. So now that leaves the Henry IV out at, well, beyond my range, and the Kremlin. The destroyer of worlds that is the Kremlin. This ship is really, really, really good at medium ranges, and I'm about to go and engage him from medium range. So he's got a really fast cooldown on his damage con. He has one less heal than all the other tier 10 battleships. But granted that I don't, given that I don't have superintendent, he may have the same amount of heals as me this game. Oh joy, and here we go. I'm wide open to him, and that's Soviet AP, and a 10k salvo there. I was not angled steeply enough to bounce those shells. So now we are ahead with the points, but we still have 2 enemy ships we gotta deal with. Kremlin's now within my secondary range, and they are opening up. That is one thing, the Soviet battleships do not have all that fantastic secondaries. They send you up down at tier 7's, got some okay secondaries, but by comparison, there's no point in even thinking about building into secondaries with a Soviet battleship. So he's 8 kilometers away from me. What I'm doing right here is I'm keeping myself in a position to where I can slam my bow directly at him if he tries to fire at me again, which you will see me do here in a second. That way I can bounce his shells. He does only have 457mm guns, same caliber as me, but his guns are, I mean, they're Soviet. Do I need to say anything more Russian biased? But fortunately, some torpedoes from the Minotaur catch his attention. There's high caliber, and he shows me his broadside, and oh, don't get any citadels there. But I do get an okay hit, and at this point I'm like, oh crap, I had to just show him my rear to get my rear turrets off, and his turrets have reloaded, and oh, big hit there from him to me, and there I go. I finish him off with a 4,000 damage citadel. Joy. That's one thing about citadels. I always love them when they're under, 15, 16, 17,000 damage. So now we just have this Henry, who in my mind is probably just, racing to A1 or A10 at this point. And man, the Minotaur player on our team, he really helped us bring it back. You just saw he has 4 kills right there. And oh, hello Henry, how are you doing? He's charging into the fight, so I gotta give this guy credit for that. He didn't, just go and prolong the game for longer than it needed to be. He at least turned around and to face my team, so I gotta give him props for that. I always like it when people do that. They always, they always want to fight to the last second rather than just running away. So there he is. He's in a tough spot. He's got me and an Ohio in front of him, and he's got Yoshino and the Minotaur also trying to get at him as well. And thankfully that salvo hit my belt armor. And I'm out of heals now too, so it's completely possible for him to sink me here. Switches over to AP, which works a little bit better, but I mean it's an angled battleship, it's not going to do that much damage. And so I'm trying to see where his bow is between the splashes from my secondaries and splashes from the Minotaur. Aim at his bow, and good night, Henri. And that is my 3rd kill for the game. So this was a really fun match. The new matchmaking system that they've put in place, where it's, when you're in a tier 10, you're facing mostly other tier 10s. I gotta say, it's given me quite a lot of just really fun and really close matches like this one. And this was a fun match. It was a nice come from behind victory. We were really down there for a little while, but we managed to pull it back with the power of teamwork. So props to my team, props to the enemy team. It was a nice game, not a walkover one way or the other. So anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. You guys have been doing an awesome job with the new subscriptions recently, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. We should be at 5,000 pretty shortly, and I'm pretty stoked about that. So you guys are awesome. Can't thank you guys enough for that. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday, and I hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.